I'm here with volleyball coach Becky Hancock, who's entering her 19th season, right?
19 years.
Season with Youth Central. She's been the head volleyball coach since 2014, has compiled a record of 77 and 68 overall. So, Becky, you grew up in Livingston, Montana. You were a multi-sport athlete in basketball, volleyball, and golf. So what was your favorite sport growing up?
It was basketball, actually. I was a big basketball player and kind of just played those others. I love playing sports.
Okay.
But I would say basketball was kind of my main thing. I spent, hours playing out in the back driveway, shooting hoops, going down to the local playground and doing
That's
pickup
awesome.
games that way. So
you attended Montana Western on auto basketball, golf scholarship. But now you're coaching volleyball. How did that happen?
You know what? After Western, I ended up, that didn't really work out for me. I ended up here at Tech playing volleyball. Really enjoyed it. Playing college volleyball up there as a setter, and was successful. And one of my teammates from there actually became the head coach here at Central. Mm-hmm. And once I graduated from Tech, she got me on her coaching staff, and it's kind of been history since then. I've been here ever since.
That's amazing. So talk a little bit about your time at Montana Tech as a volleyball player and an OSHA major, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Montana Tech, what that meant to you.
It was awesome. I kind of came in at the right time there with a great team. We were kind of young together, grew together, made a couple regional tournament appearances, so a very successful team that I was a part of, and then the whole college experience was great also, and getting that high-end education initially, and then I got into coaching, and I loved those relationships I was building with the kids, and kind of the connections and making a difference, and kind of being that mentor guidance to them for those lifelong lessons too that sports can teach you. And so went back, got another biological sciences, which in biology, and minor from Montana Western, and got my teaching degree, and that's kind of where I've been. That was kind of my journey there through tech, through that, and everything.
We're keeping track at home. You have 2 bachelor degrees, right? 2 bachelor degrees, 2 minors.
2 minors,
a concentration, a teaching certificate, and you played 3 different sports in college. Is this right?
This is right, but I'm going to retract. I didn't really. I finished that golf season through that semester, and it was a little much for me, and I was homesick, and so I didn't really go through with the basketball. Okay. I kind of gave that up before their season started.
Okay.
But
how did you even have time to even do anything? I mean, you must have been.
Well, once I got to Tech, it was different because I was just concentrating on. I just did volleyball at Tech. So I think going through high school too, you're juggling. Being an athlete. Yeah. Getting your academics, done too, and staying academically eligible too, and that carried on into college, and it was just kind of, you had to be disciplined.
Sure. So you kind of touched on a little bit, but when did you decide exactly that you wanted to become a coach, and why?
I don't know if it was really a deciding factor other than my teammate reaching out to me, and I love sports, and it's kind of, after college it was kind of all that ended, and so I thought coaching would be a great way to kind of keep involved in that, and kind of giving back in a way, of experiences, and developing young kids' skill sets in an area that, I kind of grew up doing.
Sure. Well, let's talk a little bit about this year's volleyball team. So, what are your expectations right now?
We're young, so my expectations are just kind of each and every day getting better, and then rising to the challenge. You're gonna have, I think we're gonna have a lot of young kids stepping into big roles, and especially next weekend when I think they kind of see the bigger pictures. Again, a lot of younger kids going to be moving up, from playing 8th grade volleyball, a couple of them playing now varsity level. And so it's kind of just going to really be taking it day by day, being able to adapt, being able to take on those setbacks, challenges, and just really being able to overcome, probably struggling a little in the beginning.
So kind of what you just touched on, as a coach, how are you going to define this season to be successful when it's all said and done? Maybe not wins and losses. So what would be your definition of success this year?
Growth.
Okay.
Really just looking at each and every game of us just becoming better, more competitive, and growing in the areas. Probably every area we're going to need growth in, but just developing those skills, building upon it, and really the chemistry of the team too, of coming together, supporting one another. That would be a successful season for me, beyond the wins and losses.
You talked a little bit about a lot of young players. So do you have some players in mind you hope will step up to kind of take on some leadership roles?
We have some juniors that I'm kind of looking at right now. I don't have names right now because again, we're really playing with who's going to step into those roles, but I'm hoping for a couple juniors to step into those roles and really be leaders out there on the court right now.
Okay, so you've obviously accomplished a lot as a coach and as a person. You kind of joked about it there. But what accomplishment are you most proud of?
Just probably on the connections and relationships I've built with my players through the years. Them still being in contact with a lot of them, seeing them, grow as adults. And coming back and looking back on their playing years here, and kind of saying, hey, I really enjoyed playing for you, and things like that. So probably just the relationships and connections that I've been most proud of the teams that I've had.